Hey guys, so I wanted to share with you guys my current foundation routine. I'm really loving it. I have oily skin and this foundation is lasting all day. It's staying matte. It's staying pretty much, I wouldn't say like necessarily complete full coverage, but like medium to full coverage. Like it's just really lasting well and I want to share it with you guys. So yeah, the main foundation that I am talking about is the Illuminare Mattifying Foundation. This is a brand that I found on Dermstore. If you don't know what Dermstore is, it's an online store. They do 30% off sales pretty regularly, and they have a lot of the same brands that like Sephora and Ulta do, but then they have other brands, and this is a cruelty-free brand. It's a mineral foundation. They have different ones. They have sample packs of different colors and different finishes if you'd like to try. I really enjoy the mattifying foundation. This is $29. It is a pretty small tube. This is only half an ounce, but a little bit does really go a long way. And I buy mine when it's 30% off, so I mean that's big, you know, that knocks down the price too. So yeah, I have mine in the shade Porcelain. So I wanted to share with you guys how I use it and all that, and just my kind of like go-to everyday foundation routine. So obviously I don't wear my glasses. I have already done like my eyes because I do my eyes first, and my skin is moisturized, but I do need to put a primer on. Excuse me, I'm using the Becca Ever Matte just in my T-zone to really keep myself, you know, from getting too shiny. And then I use another primer over it. So with the Becca one, I warm it up between my fingers and I just put the smallest amount. I've realized the less is more with this guy, and I kind of press it in. I just think it works. I mean, I know I just rubbed there, but I rub and then I press it into my oily areas. Okay. So there's that. And then I go over with, this is the Scandinavia Makeup Primer Spray. This is the oil control one. So I just go ahead and get this everywhere. So while that's drying down, I do put on a concealer first. So I'm using the Pixi Under Eye Brightening Corrector. I use this underneath my eyes just a little bit to help brighten up that area. I find that putting on first before my foundation really helps it blend better. So there's that. And then I also use like my blemish, like, you know, stick concealer all over my face where I need it. So I always need some help down here. I don't have too many active breakouts. I have a lot of spots from previous breakouts, but right now it's not that bad. So I'm just gonna kind of rub that in, just kind of roughly, I guess, because I am going to be putting my foundation over and blending it, so that'll help blend it in too. All right, so for my foundation, the Illuminare foundation is pretty tacky. So to combat that, I don't use a brush. I use a beauty blender, and I also mix it. So this is the NYX BB cream. I have mine in the shade Nude. It's the lightest one. I think there's only 3 shades, so you just have to kind of go with what you think would be best. And I just put it on the back of my hand. I put about that much. So I do that, and then I mush this around to really, you know, get it all mixed up. And then I just put over the top that much. Hopefully you can tell. So there's that, and I just mix it around on the back of my hand, and then I dot it on. And it does kind of set quick, so you have to move quickly with this guy. A lot of times I'll just dot kind of roughly, and then I leave some on my hand so I can go back over if I need to. So with my damp beauty blender, I'm just going to get to work blending this guy out. The beauty blender and the NYX BB cream really help this foundation to spread and to not be so tight on the skin. I really think that you need at least a beauty blender, or like, you know, a wet sponge for this foundation, because it definitely doesn't like to blend. It is, you know, mineral, and it's missing a lot of the like slipperiness that a lot of foundations have, because it doesn't include those ingredients. So I mean, I think it's worth it. I think it's a great foundation. It has a natural SPF of 20, so that's nice. I always put on SPF, but if you are the type of person that likes to have it like in your foundation or whatever, it's like a pretty high SPF. You know, a lot of times you just hear about like 10 or 15, so I feel like 20 is pretty good. 30 would be ideal, but that's all right. So I just work this into my skin. Like, I really try to work it in. So now looking, and I need a little bit more coverage over here, so I'm just going to pat it in. They do have a pretty good shade selection. Porcelain is the second lightest. It does oxidize a tiny bit. I don't think it's that bad. And I mean, so right now it looks a little bit light to me. Also, I have lights on, so that could be part of it too, but throughout the day, it really does match me. I don't know if you're picking up on that, but it really does match me pretty well. So there's that, and then I just put on concealer under my eyes. This is the NYX HD concealer. And I don't like a beauty blender for my concealer. I like to use a brush. I use the e.l.f. small stipple brush. This is the best brush for under eye concealer I've ever found because it's a stipple, you know, like a dual fiber. So it doesn't ever make it look too cakey, which I like. No one wants cakey concealer. So that is pretty much it for my foundation. Now I just spray my face and then I'll set it with powder and everything, and that's normal. So I just wanted to show you like the actual foundation and how it applies for me. I really enjoy it. I highly would recommend it. They do have a moisturizing formula and they have a high coverage, which you could pretty much use as a concealer, I think. I'm just going to stick my glasses on so I feel like I can see better. But yeah, I really like it. So I'm going to go ahead and finish my makeup, and then I'll add a clip at the end here, just what it looks like with, you know, bronzer and blush and all that on. So you can kind of see, you know, how it looks throughout the day. I don't think I'm going to do like updates throughout the day because it's not like a first impression or anything, but it holds up pretty well. Looking in the mirror, it blends nicely into my neck. So yeah, this is what it looks like now, and then I'm gonna quick finish my makeup and I'll show you in a second. Alright guys, so this is what the foundation looks like with everything else on. I have my blush, my bronzer, highlight, everything, you know, it's powdered down and everything. So yeah, this is the finished product. I really like it. I feel like it's, you know, it definitely is a matte foundation. So right away, it definitely does look a little flat, I will say, but throughout the day, you know, as it wears really nicely, and I've really enjoyed it. So I'm going to have all the products linked down below for you if you want to check them out. Like I said, I highly recommend the foundation. Just, you know, use a beauty blender or mix it with something so that you can smooth it out, because when I first got it, I did not like it because I couldn't blend it. You know, it was just too tacky. So yeah, I really like it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And yeah, that's all I have. So I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.